Hey everybody, Winners Production here. So we've surpassed the $200 goal for the fundraiser. So I was going to do a little painting tutorial video on how I've been painting these so far. Just as a reference, I'm doing kind of like a relatively quick paint on these epic scale Napoleonic French with the goal of somewhere in between historically accurate representation and that they look right at the table level. So not quite display, but more table level. Now, first thing I would recommend doing on these frames, I like painting them on the frame just because it's easy to hold on to, but I would remove all these first, except on the bottom ones. And I forgot to do it before I primed. I did it on the very first one I painted, but you'll see when I remove this, right, it leaves a little bit of blue there. Now, if you've already finished painting it and then you snip that, now that's something that you have to go back and paint. And I find that even just those two little tabs on the bottom are more than sufficient to hold this on while you paint. And you've got plenty of spots to grab the frame and move it around as needed. If that really just doesn't work for you, that's fine. Just do whatever works. They have these little nubs on the bottom for going into the bases that Warlord provides for this particular rule set. So it's kind of hard just to like glue them, I think, temporarily. And I wouldn't recommend painting them fully on the base, but that's just me. I'm just going to snip a couple of these. I'm not going to paint the whole frame for this video. And I do not in any way profess to be an expert in Napoleonics. I'm actually quite new to it. I'm doing a lot of research trying to understand some of the different uniform colors. Like right now, the little pom-poms I painted all red. And I'm trying to learn and understand, okay, well, when would they be different? Is it between divisions? Is it between regiments or battalions? Or unit types, fusiliers, grenadiers, and the like? And then how are those units organized differently, so that at least, because I have so many, I can maybe organize my divisions somewhat historically accurate. So I might just do one of these, or maybe the ones that also have the majority of the kind of trench coat overcoat. But let's see. So first thing I'm going to do, just like on a 28 mil model, is I'm going to work from the inside out. So I'm going to start with skin tone. Just a little bit. And brush. And I am, I'm not too worried about neatness here. So you want to cover the face. Like at this scale, I'm finding, you're just looking for the right colors being in the right area, not how perfectly detailed and neat they are. So like you expect to see flesh tone where the face is, and you expect to see it where the bare hands are. And so that's all you're looking to stand out. There. That's 20 with all the skin painted already. Now I'm going to go with the main uniform color, which I'm using the Beowulf Blue speed paint. I only do about 2 drops at a time. 2 drops is probably more than I need for just doing 2 stains. But and now really what I'm doing is I'm getting the sleeves because the chests on a lot of these uniforms I'm finding, they're white, but they'll also have all these white straps for their packs, and you just can't get that close in, so I'm leaving them white. And for the fronts, really just focusing on the sleeves. It's nice and easy, just go right in between both of them and you kind of get either person on either side there. I do take a little extra care on the end guys to make sure I'm going all the way around the side. And then I'll just flip them over. Now on the backs, I'm doing similar. I'm doing the sleeve, backs of the sleeves, but also the tails of the coats. Now the tails are folded up and there's usually a little white spot there. So you can see on this guy here, so just leaving a little bit. And it's not perfectly neat, but it conveys what you expect to see. I feel like enough for this scale. I'm gonna go over the backpacks and everything with the darker color, so don't worry too much about getting it on the sides of the backpacks. You can't really see in there very well anyway. If you want a slightly darker look, I recommend priming black and then dry brushing white and then doing this. It is an extra step, takes a tiny bit longer, so it depends how quick and dirty you're trying to make this be. If you're trying to get a lot painted, you want to find out where you can save time. That's the blue. That first one. On these guys, I don't usually do much blue. I might do a pair of pants here or there, because they're mostly wearing these excuse me, gray or slightly off color overcoats. See, 2 drops is definitely more than I needed. Neat and organized at the moment, so learning which brushes work well for this. Now we're going to do the gray. So it'll be the main uniform part on the guys in the trench coats. I'm using cultist gray. You can use slightly other colors, lighter grays or tans. I kind of like this color, so I might mix it up on other units. But now here, the pants are normally some shade of white. This gray is definitely darker than I would go for the pants on most of them. I'm not worried too much about different colors of pants at this scale. If you look at them, some of them, their overcoats are open, some are fully closed, some are just kind of open in some spots. So on those, if you want to add a little color up there and then go back over the white bits and clean it up a tiny bit, you can. But again, at this scale, it's kind of wasted effort, honestly. I know they have kit on their hips. I will go over some of that in black. generally I'm not too worried at the scale again. See how small it is.
J'aime l'oignon frit à l'huile, j'aime l'oignon quand il est beau. J'aime l'oignon frit à l'huile, j'aime l'oignon, j'aime l'oignon. Oh pas camarade, oh pas camarade, oh pas, oh pas, oh pas. Oh pas camarade, oh pas camarade, oh pas, oh pas, oh pas.
Here I'm also sleeves, the lower part of coat, and then just in between right there. And just do this, go down. Now I am trying to avoid the backpack straps because, best I can tell, they were usually white, for the French at least, as well as these center straps. I'll show you. If you want a little more variation in your units, definitely mix these colors up. Kind of lighter grays, kind of khaki colors, stuff like that are all perfectly fine. I am trying to do these not at the same level I would do my 28s, so a bit more quick and dirty since I have so many to paint. That's their main uniform, but I also like to use this gray for the sleeping rolls, or maybe it's rolled up these coats, I'm not sure. Remember, your speed paints are runny, so it's going to want to run. That's okay. Sometimes it gets overlaps on the edges at the scale. It's not as noticeable, and helps hide any white lines that you might have missed between colors. Stress about it. See? This distance, you can, it looks good. That's off the brush. And then we're going to go to green black. Hey. My tape is just as messy as it. Close to it. We'll start on the front. Now there's a lot of things, I guess not a lot. So for black, I'm going to be painting the hats, shoes, and then some of them have these leggings or high boots. I paint those black. And then on the backs, I'm going to be doing the ammo bag, the back of the hats, and the hair. I'm not going to bother about hair colors and stuff at this scale, so I'll just do all the way down there black. And same on both. Don't worry about getting on the plates on the front of the helmets. I'm not going to paint excuse me, over those with contrasts later. It'll be regular paints, so it'll be fine. Now there's a little detail here, like a strap the decorative bit that comes down from the pom-pom. I don't know if it's actually called a pom-pom, but I can't be bothered to paint those at this scale because these are not for display, they're for play. I'm going to do a lot of them. If you want to paint over the pom-pom, fine, because we're just going to use normal colors later instead of speed paints. So if you don't have to try and be super fiddly here, you can just go over the whole hat. Just keep in mind, if you're using a bright color on the pom-pom later, that's going to not show up as well. You might need another layer. Oh, I forgot to do the shoes. This is one of them. Now, the ones on the end, if they have kit like this, bayonet scabbard, I will usually paint those. Just because they're on the end and they stand out a little bit more. But like, there's one there in the middle. Like, you're not ever going to see that on the table, even close up. It's just not worth the effort at this scale. At 28, 28 mil, I paint everything. If it's on the model, I'm going to paint it. If I can get to it with a brush. I haven't hidden it under a shield. I like to double up my color use as much as possible. And it just makes things go a lot faster, so you see what I mean. First one is backpacks. Monsieur Mabrouk est mort, miroton, miroton, miroten. Monsieur Mabrouk est mort et enterré, est mort et enterré. This is why I said don't worry too much about getting it on the blue and the uniform on the side, because you don't really see the side that much. It's really important on the end unit. we're leaving that white strap in the middle. Because that's just how I've seen them. It's the white straps. Also use this brown on the rifles. So on the back side, I'm just doing a little bit right above the hat. A little bit on the side here. I'm leaving that portion just below it white. You can go all the way down if you want, but I'm leaving that little section white because that's where the rifle shoulder strap started. Kind of looks like the way it's modeled. White. Like that. Flip it over. And I'm only doing the butts. Again, because we're not worried about all the other little areas that are right up next to something else, but we can't see them. Just trying to get general colors in. That's pretty good at that scale. Now I'm brown. Let's see, we don't have a whole lot left. Let's do for the rifle, finishing those up. Broadsword silver, again, speed paint. This looks really nice. Que le ciel sera content, on fait ce qu'il désire, on fait ce qu'il désire. Start from the top, just kind of going a little bit heavy, right down to the arm. Que le ciel sera content, on fait ce qu'il désire. Pour lui plaire, il faut du sang, en plein plan, tire-lire en plan. Pour lui plaire, il faut du sang, c'est l'encens qu'il respire, c'est l'encens qu'il respire, tire-lire, pour lui plaire, il faut du sang, en plein plan, tire-lire en plan. Pour lui plaire, il faut du sang, c'est l'encens qu'il respire. Ron, en plan. Et c'est de la queue du plan, en plein plan, tire-lire en plan. Et c'est de la queue du plan, le salut de l'Empire, le salut de l'Empire, en plan, tire-lire. Et c'est de la queue du plan, en plein plan, tire-lire en plan. That's pretty much the last of the speed paint I'm going to use for right now. Now, if you wanted, you could go back with some white. Like here, I'll show you. I'm going to just take a tiny bit. and maybe a slightly finer brush. And if you want to clean up a little bit. Not really necessary, but I'm using my new red. It's going to be slightly off-white. I would recommend just matte white. But, yeah. I haven't really been doing this, going back and cleaning it up too much with the white, just because it's not as noticeable. I just don't really matter that much. Like the pants, I don't really. I mean, if I did something in one area that was really bad, then there I might. Right, I'm going to move to red. I'm just using pure red. Brush. Pretty much. Here I'm just going to go down and on the cuffs. There's like a little raised portion, which is nice and easy to hit with this. A little bit of red, just for a little pop of color there. You know, whatever color you need to go with, it's different. As I'm learning between some units, I'm just going to go for red right now, just because I'm not 100% sure what units these are supposed to end up being. I'm going to have them end up being. Also, I'm going to go back and do similarly gentle and light on the epaulets. Again, these were not always red. You could do this with speed paint. I would just be careful with its tendency to run. This kind of detail you want, usually something smaller. You can also water this down slightly. Oh no, that's not the plan. Switch to my finer brush. I'm going to go through and get the collar. This one's quite hard. Maybe using Spain paint here would be easier. Not entirely sure it's worth the effort. I've left them white on the first ones, and then blue on the second ones, and these ones red, just so I'm learning what they should be. Here they would probably be the same color as the coats, so you go back over those. But they didn't have the reds on the sleeves or as much on the epaulets for the big jackets. But now I'm going to do the pom-pom. Again, I don't know if red's... I'm still learning. I'm just going to do red for this, for the sake of this video. I'm not saying red is an appropriate color. Some are blue, some are white, yellow or green. I'm still learning when they would be what and why. But it's not too hard to go back over them if I decide to change it. But make sure to go back to the back side. And that only really leaves two things. I'm going to go back and get the plates on the helmets, or the hats. I don't know the appropriate term, I'm sorry. I'm using, this time, Vallejo bronze. Army Painter has some good colors as well. I just really like this one for this purpose. Finer brush. I'm sorry, let me get back in camera here. Chin straps. If you stop right there, other than painting your base, whichever color you prefer, they will look like this. Well, these guys will look like this. And these guys like this.